Welcome to Attleboro Update. Attleboro High School's academic success has been recognized by the Washington Post as one of the nation's most challenging high schools for 2012. The school is among only 9% of the 22,000 U.S. public high schools to reach the standard for the 2011-2012 school year. Attleboro earned the recognition in part by the increase in students taking advanced placement classes and an increase in student graduation. DoubleACS spoke with Superintendent of Schools Dr. Pia Durkin to learn more about the recognition.
I am concluding my tenure on June 30th and am very happy that at this point a great way to end is knowing what I believed when I walked into this district 7 years ago, that Attleboro High School would be one of the premier high schools in Massachusetts.
Based on the advanced placement tests that we offer here at Attleboro High School, we might possibly qualify. I contacted the author, Jay Matthews, and Jay got back to me right away. He gave me a portfolio of information that we needed to submit. It was lots of data, and about a week or so ago we found out that we made the list.
The fact that we are now one of only 1,900 high schools out of 22,000 in the country recognized by the Washington Post as one of the most challenging high schools is extremely laudable, as well as being only one of 49 high schools out of 350 schools in Massachusetts.
There's been a tremendous amount of momentum built in the Attleboro Public Schools in the last 7 years under Dr. Durkin's leadership. And Attleboro High School specifically, for the last 4 years, has taken a significant turn towards an upswing. Our graduation rate has increased, our dropout rate has been cut by more than half, and so it's the fact that the culture here has changed. The district's mission of Journey Towards Excellence is a reality. It's very tangible.
A great deal has happened, and I want to be clear, it's beyond one person. Obviously, the superintendent's leadership is critical, but I have some of the finest principals in the state, and I believe some of the most exemplary teachers who reinvented themselves to look at what we were doing, which was a fairly decent job of educating children, but was not expressing the aspirations that our children should have. And I believed when I came into Attleboro that we could be doing more, we could be doing better, and we could be striving for a much higher form of excellence than we were experiencing.
I've been an Attleboro resident for the last 7 years. When I first moved into the area, I asked questions about the schools. I received mixed reviews. Now that I live in the area and that I'm employed by the district, I hear so many positive things, whether it be out on the ball fields or just in the local grocery stores. People are very excited about the Attleboro experience that's taken place in the public schools.
When I did arrive, at the time, the high school data, the dropout rate was very high, the graduation rate was far too low, and there was a lack of rigor throughout the school that had only about 70 students in advanced placement classes. We went after a very competitive grant, and with the help of the Massachusetts Math Science Initiative, we were granted a significant amount of money, over $700,000 over a period of 5 years, which was largely based on helping teachers develop their skills in teaching, as well as recruiting, as well as sustaining students' motivation in taking AP courses. And today, 7 years later, we have over 400 students taking advanced placement courses. They represent a wonderful cross-section of this terrific community, from many more boys to children of color, to students whose parents never attended college, to families who they represent the first time their child will go to college. And generally, we're seeing a legacy of brothers and sisters who took the AP courses now saying, you've got to do this too.
It's definitely a team effort. The fact that the district leadership espouses a K-12 perspective, the fact that the students are well prepared from the time that they enter the Attleboro schools, makes the students understand that the expectations are high by the time they get to the high school. The fact that we have virtually an open door policy towards students being able to take advanced placement classes also gives us the opportunity to show students that we believe in them, that if they're willing to work hard, if they're willing to rise to the occasion and step up to the challenge, that they'll be given the opportunity.
The momentum that it's created has not only existed in the high school, but is now a clear message for our elementary and middle schools. We have our AP scholars going down to our middle and elementary schools talking to students. We have our kids in second grade, families who walk up to me and say, is this the math that's going to help my child take calculus in high school? Or is this the type of reading material that is going to help my child take a U.S. history course where they're going to be able to write and read at much higher levels?
Prior to coming to Attleboro, I've worked at two very prestigious schools, one in South Carolina and one here in Attleboro. And I would put up the quality of the education here at Attleboro High School against either of those two. The fact that the students are supported not only by our quality staff, but also by the district leadership, gives those students the tools and also the high expectations that they need to be successful. This index is based on the amount of AP tests that are offered in the building. Is just indicative of the challenge that we offer here at the Attleboro schools.
The progress we've made over the last 7 years has not been easy. It has taken a great deal of work. It has taken the effort of people not only reinventing themselves, but investing their own energy and time into becoming better. And when I say that, that means our staff. I knew they could. There were many staff members who weren't sure about that, and definitely they have risen to that occasion.
Blue Pride is a way of life here. You know, sometimes people associate that maybe with athletics. We believe that Blue Pride is something that is woven into everything that we do. We categorize it as personal responsibility is developed every day. And part of personal responsibility is being able to look at yourself in the mirror and realize that you can be a better person if you challenge yourself and if you utilize the supports that are around you.
I have been so very fortunate to be embraced by this community. As much as the superintendent, the principal, the teachers are important, it's the community that will hold this legacy. And I have expressed that to many parents. I have enjoyed meeting, and I knew a handful of people when I walked in here. Now I can't go anywhere in Attleboro without knowing people, which is exciting, particularly the families who have entrusted their children to me. The schools are yours, and they can become as great as you want them to be, or they can become again mediocre. And we do not accept mediocrity in Attleboro. And I would hope, as the next few years continue, that the excellence not only continues, but gets to the next level.